Hi everyone, happy almost June. So today I'm going to be setting up the new month in my bullet journal. So I'm going to do a little June spread and I'm going to do a couple planning pages. And I have a really cute idea that I want to do for my monthly spread this month. So I'm very excited for this video. And I'm first going to get all of my painting supplies out because I'm going to start with my monthly spread. And I'm using the Maya Hemi gouache set. And I've been loving this little set just because it's so easy and the colors are so beautiful and I don't have to squeeze out a bunch of painting tubes. So I've been loving that lately, and I'm getting out my water bowl and my paint brushes, and lastly a piece of Arches watercolor paper. And I'm just gonna do a sketch of my spread this month. Usually I do very minimal sketching because usually landscapes and stuff don't really need a ton of sketching, but this time I had this idea in my head that I wanted to have pan out and I wasn't sure if it was gonna look good, so I wanted to sketch out everything first. But basically I'm just doing a mushroom in the middle that I'm going to paint in a little bit, and I'm going to fill the whole outside with a bunch of like fern doodles and stars and different plants, and then I also ended up adding in some like butterflies and moths into the mix. I just wanted everything to be kind of like a meadowy cottage vibe, and I wanted to make sure the whole thing was covered in doodles, so I think I achieved that. It ended up turning out a lot better than I thought it was going to. So yeah, now I'm gonna get to painting, and lately it's become a routine that every time I start painting I like to go on Skillshare and get some inspiration, whether it be for styles or for different techniques. I'm taking this one class that is called Painting for Pattern Design, and if you guys don't know what Skillshare is a online learning platform that you can use to take tons of classes. They have thousands of classes available in things like art, business. I'm thinking about taking a embroidery class from them soon, so it's just a great way to learn a new skill or hone in on one that you already know. So yeah, if you guys click the link in my description, you can get 2 free months of Skillshare where you'll have unlimited access to all of their classes. Alright, so now I'm going to start painting my sketch, and if you guys would prefer to do this in marker or colored pencil, that would look really cool too. I'm just so used to painting, so I'm going to show you kind of my process of doing that. I'm starting in with the mushroom because I want it to be the most detailed since it's kind of like the center and the biggest portion of the painting, and so I'm going to put as much detail into this part as possible. I'm doing a bunch of shading techniques where I kind of have the outer skirts of the kind of like rim of the mushroom to be darker in color, and then the top part I add a little more water in so it kind of fans out a little bit more, and then I'm adding some darker details to kind of show the shadowing in the stem and under part of the mushroom. And yeah, I'm just kind of testing out a bunch of techniques until it looks semi-okay. And then I'm going in with more white paint to kind of add some more dots and stuff in. And then now I'm going to start doing all of the doodles. And for the doodles, I'm definitely not going to make them as detailed as the mushroom. I'm just kind of filling them in with different colors. For all the ferns, I used the same base color, which was more of like a foresty green, and then I went in to each one and I'll add like a little bit of more blue or a little bit of more white paint to the mix, so that way all of the ferns aren't the same color, but they all kind of have their own little color to them. The rest of the colors that I'm going to use are kind of muted oranges and muted grays, and I feel like when you're doing like meadowy paintings, this is the color scheme I'm always trying to achieve. And a really good way of just kind of testing your colors beforehand is before you start painting, you can mix your colors and swatch them on a separate piece of paper, and then once you achieve the colors that you want, you can go in and start painting. I'm just lazy, so I didn't do that, but I would suggest it if you're having trouble getting the colors you want. But yeah, now I'm going to add in some white detailing, and I'm just using a white colored pencil and some of my white gel pens. And I'm going into all of my doodles and just adding a little bit of white highlights and details. And then I'm going to go in with a black pen, and for this I'm using my black Posca paint pen marker, which is the go-to pen that I use when working on watercolor paper. And now I'm going to take my Finetec Gold paint palette out, and I'm going to dip into that middle gold color, and I'm going to fill in all of the little stars. And I knew I wanted to make this painting even before I started painting it, to make it have like some shine to it, because I thought it would be perfect for all of the doodles surrounding it. And so yeah, I just added a little bit of yellowy gold stars, and this is the final painting. So I just scanned this painting and I printed them out, and this is how they turned out. For me, that's my favorite way of adding calendars to my artwork. And so now I'm just going to paste it in with my Tombow adhesive tape. And yeah, I'm actually really happy with how this painting turned out. I think it's really funny though, because my original inspiration for it was actually from a Snapchat filter that I've been using lately. It's basically this filter that turns you into a little mushroom in a forest, and I just think it's the funniest thing ever. But yeah, quarantine's been weird, y'all. It's been tough getting inspiration for things when you're just locked in the house all day. But honestly, I think this painting turned out pretty good for it being inspired by a Snapchat filter. But yeah, I just finished up adding the gold in, and the spread is completely done, and I will have prints of this in my shop as well as digital downloads so that you guys can print it from home. But I'll also add a option to add the gold for the physical prints. So I'll have that up by the time this video goes up. And now I'm gonna start on my first kind of planning page, or I should say more of like a list page. And I'm gonna get out my Posca paint pen markers, and I just got this set from Amazon and I've been loving them. I got like a big set. I've been wanting to get one of these for so long, so I'm happy I finally did. But they have a bunch of awesome colors and they're all really bright and colorful. So I kind of want to do a little mushroom spread on this one. So I'm going to go in with my paint pen markers on the bottom and just do a bunch of little mushrooms. And luckily this paper and the Archer and Olive notebooks, they hold up really well with paint pens and paint, so it actually doesn't bleed or anything on the next page at all. I feel like I've been doing a lot of doodling and painting and drawing in my bullet journal this year, which I'm very happy about, just because I can't really scrapbook much anymore since I'm not really doing anything or going anywhere. So my style of bullet journaling now is kind of transferring a lot from scrapbooking, which I used to do, to more planning, which is kind of a good change, just because I am getting in the habit of using it daily for writing down the tasks that I need to do and my goals and everything. So I've been really liking it for the past few months. So I'm definitely going to do a lot of pages like this where I basically just have boxes where I can make bulleted lists and such. But yeah, this is the finalized spread. Alright, so now moving on to the last pages I'll be setting up. I printed out some of the pictures that I found on Pinterest that kind of fit the vibe I was going for. And I really wanted to do a spread with like a more scrapbooky style, since I haven't really been able to put my own pictures and stuff in there on a daily basis. So I'm gonna get out some of my cozy sticker set that I love. It's probably one of my favorites that I made. And I'm also gonna get out some washi tape by Jordan Clark, and I'm going to start pasting everything in. All right, so now that the sticker craze is over, I'm going to get out my Tombow Fudenosuke, ugh, I can never say it, Fudenosuke pen, and I'm going to do some brush lettering for the days of the week. And for my more scrapbooky spreads, I usually cannot fit all of the days of the week on one spread, so I am just doing Monday through Thursday on this one, and then later on I'll set up my Friday through Sunday. But if you're trying to do a whole weekly spread, you could just make sure that you're using less stickers and photo prints and such. But yeah, this is my final spread that I'll be doing for the month of June. I'm gonna try to post some of my other spreads that I set up throughout the month on Instagram, so you can follow me there if you haven't already. But otherwise, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and thank you for sticking around for it. And I also want to say a big thank you to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. I will see you guys in the next one.